well.
What's
Last
happening?
episode was a definite eye opener. I shouldn't say eye opener, but it was a shocking. Um, all is well. We're back from Philly. We have that recap coming soon. We'll be airing that on Thursday.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I know you're a little under the weather, so
Yeah. I came back from Philly with the gift that keeps on giving. A nice cold.
yeah. So if he happens to dip out of screen and possibly
Yeah.
blow his nose or gives a cough or whatever,
Sorry, all.
apologize in advance. But hey, we've all been sick. We get it.
Yeah.
But
Well worth well worth it. Sorry.
getting the cold. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't believe you got sick.
I know. It just hit me. It came out like I don't know, like a tiger last night. It was like,
It happens.
Knocked me
It
down.
happens. So yeah, we have a lot to talk about with the Rocky Run and our trip to Philly and a lot of stuff that we have going on with that. But obviously, today's episode is about Tulsa King, season 2, episode 9, Triad. And hold on before we go any further, our usual weekly warning.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
You and I talked for a minute last night, and you're like, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, my flight got in kind of late on Sunday, so I couldn't really watch it then. I was like, I'm going to go. I had to go to work the next day. So we were going to watch it last. No, I'm sorry, not last night. Yeah, last night. So we're going to watch it last night, which we did, but I didn't watch it yet when you and I had talked. So you're like, all right, I'll let you go watch it, and I was like, holy crap. It was something else, I tell you. I mean, some of it you saw coming a mile away, and then there was other things where I was definitely surprised. So I how always we may not go exactly in order of the episode when we discuss it.
Right.
So I'll just kind of recap it. I have a little summary here from one of the websites. So if I'm looking down, I apologize. But it says,
wiping my nose, I apologize.
Let's see here. Okay, so let's see here. Where could we start off? I guess in the beginning of the episode. I'm trying to think of the beginning of the episode now. Jesus, I can't. It's bad, man. It really is. The beginning was when Cal Thresher was talking to Bevilacqua and wanting him to be involved. Obviously, I don't think that was the very beginning, but it was close. Yeah. I'm trying to think of the very beginning. Do you remember?
I told you.
We're going to review a show. We're going to review a show. We don't remember.
We were texting each other, and I sent him back. I sent Tony back a text. He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Sorry, man. Medhead." Cold medicine.
Yeah.
Taking his toll on me.
Okay. All right. Here we go. I apologize. So it opened up with Jimmy's funeral.
Yes.
And so the reservation is having Jimmy's funeral. They're doing some Native American culture and traditions there, and then the med hat.
Old Smoke. He introduces Old Smoke.
Well, the other guy was Old Smoke.
Yeah.
The heavy guy, the skinny guy with the long hair that gave him the axe. Yeah. He was Med Hat. He's Med Hat.
And I'm
Med he gave Dwight a large axe.
Yes.
Basically, tell him you know what to do with it, and let's get our revenge. Yeah. Basically. So he gave him that. So you knew damn well Dwight would be using that before the end of the episode.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm trying real hard to flip around and get it in order. So that happened. And then I think that's when Dwight went home and talked to his sister. I think. I could be wrong about that too. So basically, Thresher, Bevilacqua are having a problem. Well, Thresher's having a problem with Ming. He wants Bevilacqua's help. Bevilacqua's like, it's not my problem. I really don't care. New York reached out to Chicky to try to see if they could get Tulsa back and talk Dwight into coming back. So he's kind of traveling into Tulsa from New York.
Well, yeah, like Vince said, he's like, as long as Tulsa's his, it's not ours. And I actually was kind of shocked that they reached back out to Chicky. We've been talking and,
Yeah, agreed.
I was kind of shocked about that.
Yeah, no, definitely agreed. The one thing that I saw coming a mile away, and you and I discussed this in one of the other episodes, was Margaret's involvement in it with Cal Thresher.
Yeah.
And she knew about the partner. And I knew she had to be involved somehow, or she was previously involved, because she was too involved now not to have been in that form of a lifestyle. Never.
Absolutely. Right.
We
knew she was playing a bigger part in it than she was leading on.
Yeah. I mean, she has, she knows she's in business technically with a lunatic because, Ming is killing everybody and anybody.
Right.
Let's see. They also, that's when Margaret did, they wanted Margaret to talk to Dwight about having a sit down with Bevilacqua and Thresher.
Right.
And Dwight's like, I'm done talking. I'm not, we're not going to have any more conversations.
Well, wasn't it before that Thresher went to Bevilacqua and said, it wasn't me, it was me.
Yeah. He told him it was him. And then Bevilacqua got mad. He's like, do you understand what you're doing here? Like you caused all this because of a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy. Let's see what, we had Tyson and the mom and dad. Dad was like, look, I almost died, and I don't want my wife and son not talking to each other. And he even said to Tyson, even though I'm not happy with your
choices,
professional decision, so looks like they made up, so that's good.
Yeah, the Tyson and his mom hugged it out, and and they're making amends, although that they don't approve of Tyson's choices and decisions. They'd rather have him in their life alive.
Right. Right, exactly that. Oh, let's see what else. There was the of course Armand is, freaking out, and he's still like sitting at a red light in his car, like crying.
Yeah.
He's like, he's a mess, that guy. I mean, he's
all over the place.
He really, well, now we know why he's all over the place. I mean, you don't steal $500,000 from Dwight, but previous to this, like, you had the choice not to rat out Dwight to Thresher. You had that choice, and that's what avalanched this whole thing into play.
Right.
And then he's talking about going to the feds. I mean, they'll find you.
So when he was sitting at the red light, and he's just in there and he's just pounding on the steering wheel, and he spins around and goes back to the same direction, where'd you think he was going?
I thought he was going back to find the wife and kids.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought, because that's all he's thinking about. So I thought he was going to go back to try to find the wife and kids, or talk to them one more time. Look, I have this money. Let's get it. It would have been a horrible conversation because it wouldn't have gone anywhere. I mean, the wife obviously is very strong-willed about not being with him anymore. But in his head, he was thinking, look, we can go start a new life somewhere. We have plenty of money to start a new life. That's what I had thought.
Okay. But I thought he was going to go see Thresher. But it was shortly thereafter is that there was the knock on the general's door.
Knock on the general's door. And the funny part about that, which we'll get into when we get into the big ending, Dwight says, "Who is it?" You know, and Bigfoot says, "Me, boss." And he opens the door. He goes, "We got a visitor." And then they cut the scene, and you don't know who the.
Who did you think it was? Who did you think it was?
Oh, I was thinking it was 100 people in my head. It was like I was rolling. I did not think it was who it was.
No,
that's the truth. I did not think it was who it was. I did start to think it later on when something happened, which we'll discuss in a little bit. Okay. I kind of went, wait a minute, maybe, and but we'll get to that when we talk about that scene. But no, I did not think it was who it was. I didn't know. I thought maybe it was Chicky. He's not going to come in guns blazing. Maybe it was Thresher again. I don't know. Right. Who did you think?
Excuse me. I thought it was Thresher.
That's who you thought it was?
I thought it was Thresher. Yeah.
Well, like we discussed in other episodes, Thresher is definitely not as hardball playing as he comes across.
Oh, no. He's proven that to this point.
He's proven that quite a few episodes, that he is not the hardball type. So, I mean, a guy like Bevilacqua or Dwight, they'll crush him. They'll absolutely crush him.
Well, yeah. What was one comment Thresher made? I don't know whether this is, we're to that scene or not. He's like, but he goes, I've seen what that man will do, what Ming will do. Yeah. I've seen him kill people. No, a person who kills people, that's second nature. So right there to me proves that that's not his game.
Right. Now, he's not a legal businessman, but being not a legal businessman doesn't make you, a violent killing machine or right. Whatever it takes to get your business to move forward. There are other people that are like that. Like he said to Margaret, this psycho he's doing heroin and arms and human trafficking. He's like, that's not what we signed up for. Right. It seemed like they just signed up for the weed farm.
Right.
So.
Yep, I agree.
It is what it is. But so that happened. And then let's see what else happened after that. So that happened. I'm trying to think of what happened right after. Oh, they were talking about going to Bevilacqua, I think. Oh, that's when they had to sit down. That's when they had to. That's when they had to sit down with Dwight and Thresher and Bevilacqua.
Right.
And he was like, "No."
That was better than I thought it was going to go.
From the sit down, didn't go as I was expecting. It didn't have as much tension as I was expecting.
That's what I'm saying. I thought it was going to be like,
and the finale, so to speak, the holy crap moment, I felt kind of happened pretty quickly after that sit down.
Okay.
I think it was I don't know. Again, tension didn't build up to that part.
Right.
So, all right. So let's see what else we had going on after that.
I thought it was funny though when Dwight he reaches in his coat like this and he comes back out and he's like,
"Yeah,
I'll think about it."
I'll think about it. He's gutsy that one there, I tell you.
Oh yeah,
he don't play around. He does not play around. All right. So after that happened, excuse me, you see Margaret's laying in bed. She hears things outside, whatever. You're seeing people moving around. You don't know what's going on. You could tell. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. We forgot a huge part. Armand goes to Ming and tells Ming, I can give you Dwight.
Yeah.
And now did you think, seriously, that was the route you're going? I mean, he's such a weasel. My God.
I bought into it.
I did, because why did he prove? He didn't prove any loyalty at all up to it.
I bought it. Hook, line, and sinker.
See, the only thing that made me second guess it after he said it was, it gets him off the hook. And he says, "I'm not a killer." Armand says this. He's like, "That's just not who I am." Because remember, he's like, "Why don't you kill him?" I'm, what is it? How does it benefit me? but it benefits him by removing Dwight from the situation.
Sure.
You know, which is giving him more power of the businesses, and it helps Armand by, okay, now nobody's coming after me.
Right.
Which is kind of not true, because if he did do it, Goody would have taken over. And they're going to go after him. He's not skating home. You know, it's like,
oh, yeah.
Like, so,
especially after what happened in the casino when he, you know, fired and put a round above Goody's head. It took the $500,000. You know, Goody wouldn't have let that ride.
So then we see them walking into the ranch. Armand, Ming, and about, I don't even know, 8 or 10 guys, you know, his crew. And they're walking slow. He's telling them over here.
Hold on 1 second. What do you make of Chicky's phone call to the TSA?
Well, I mean, he didn't call the TSA. He was calling to find out why he couldn't book his flight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, and the TSA and the agent that was trying to book the flight said you're on the no-fly list.
Right.
I'm just wondering why was that needed? Like, obviously, if it was real, it would have really happened, and then he would have had to take a train to Tulsa.
Right.
But what's really, like, is there something with that towards the story? Like, what's going to be the deal with that?
That's my point. Is nothing's just put in there for nothing. You know, right. Everything has a reason.
I mean, unless the only thing I could think of is just to put realism in it. If he went to get on a plane, the audience is going, "What are you kidding me?" He was just thrown out of LaGuardia with a gun.
There you go.
So I mean, that's the only other thing I could think of is just the realism.
Yeah, to keep the realism alive. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think, I don't know.
I get that. Yeah.
I mean, it might be a little something. I don't know what it could be, but you never know.
Sure.
Maybe it could be down the road where after he does talk to Dwight or something, it's easier for them to take Chicky out or something because he's on a train, not a plane up in the air. It's trains are a little different. They're not federal.
True.
So, let's see here. What else? Oh, so then they were on, like you said, they were on the ranch. When Armand kept going, it's up here a little more, a little further, and then all of a sudden he couldn't breathe. He was getting tired. That's when I knew something was up. Which is when you probably should have known something was up.
I thought he was having a heart attack.
No. I knew something was up. I'm like, did he really walk him into this trap? And then I'm like, well, it makes sense, because it gets him off the hook with Dwight. I don't know how realistic that is, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still wasn't buying that he was, turning cold yet. I thought he was really having he said it was nerves or
right. Yeah. Well, Gina and I said at the same exact time when he was leaning over and I'm catching my breath. Let me catch my breath. She goes, is he bringing him to Dwight? Did he set this up? I said, I think so.
Wow.
So it was pretty cool. So like we already had said, we told you guys there's spoilers. So Dwight and his crew and the Native American Indians that came out of the trees and everywhere else.
Yeah.
That was a pretty graphic scene, man. They were slicing necks and stabbing chests, and they took out Ming's crew like they weren't even there, man. It was
like a scene from Rambo.
Yeah, it was. You're right. It was. It really was.
Yeah.
So let's hear. I want to read some of this because this thing is talking here about that scene itself. Which blank point? Hold on a second. One of the biggest loose threads left after ending episode 8 was Armand. He robbed the bread to buck. As he neared the Mexican border, the decision was strange when it happened, but Armand's entire character arc got even more confusing after one of the biggest twists in Tulsa King. The twist directly led to Jackie Ming's death. understanding is properly is absolutely essential, especially now that Tulsa King season 3 is on the horizon.
Yeah.
So it says a smaller surprise was that Margaret, had business relationships with this 49% and everything. And okay, here's the ambush part. So the main spectacle of episode 9 and the event everything in episode 9 was building to was the ambush of Ming at the ranch. While it was the main showdown of the episode, the moment when the real villain behind all of Tulsa King bloodshed, it was also very quick. In just a few minutes, Jackie went from attacking Dwight to being buried by Bigfoot. Some of the details might have been missed because it happened so quick. Luckily, the build-up to the ambush reveals the detail of what happened. So Dwight and his gang and Bill Bevilacqua and his gang, and also Anu, then the Native American warriors, all joined forces and took Ming down. The floodlights came on. Jackie's gang was blinded and became a shooting gallery. They snuck up. They started killing everybody. And bullets started flying. And obviously it was all possible because Armand led Jackie into the trap. The ambush took out almost all of Jackie's men. The Chinese mob boss didn't actually die in the shootout because Grace shot him in the leg, and the rest of the gang brought him into a barn to execute him and handed Tyson the axe to finish the job.
Right. Well, to back up on that, I was completely surprised that they got Ming. I was not expecting that whatsoever. I thought Ming was going to go into next season.
Well, see, that's the thing about it. Like I remember we talked about, one of them's going to go ask for help, one of them's going to do this, and I kept telling you Ming's the big bad of this season.
Yeah,
I was saying that for a while. I started saying that a lot more when Ming shot the one guy right by the car. I forget what happened. He just shot him. He really didn't have to shoot him, but he shot him. I remember Thresher got all freaked out.
Yeah, and then the car went to the crusher.
Right. Well, actually, before then, even Thresher got freaked out, but this was still in the beginning when we just met Ming. Yes. So I wasn't 100% sure. I mean, not that I could have always been 100% sure, but still. So but I knew he was going to be the big bad. I knew he wasn't going to be a low-level guy or even medium guy. I knew Bevilacqua was not going to be the big guy to Dwight because they had history. They're trying to just earn. Bevilacqua said it a million times. He's a good earner, and he, now I think Bevilacqua would take out Thresher in a heartbeat. So would Dwight.
Yeah.
I mean, not that either one of them couldn't come back for season 3. Both of them could, but it's highly unlikely, in my opinion, that both of them would come back.
Yeah.
I mean, of course I don't know. I mean, but Frank Grillo and Neil McDonough, they're both, very good actors. They're not household names, with all due respect, but they're also not, like, I don't know who played Ming. I don't know that gentleman's name. But they are a name that people do know that have seen their films.
Yeah, and I think I saw Neil McDonough had something coming up for next season as well.
Oh, really?
Not Tulsa King, something else.
Well, it just seems like the story arc can't continue to season 3 with both of them still around. Oh, and Chicky, no less.
Yeah.
I think Chicky's going to come back in and be a thorn in whomever side, but one of the others are going to go. And is Chicky going to take over Kansas City and take Bevilacqua out? I mean, because
I really thought Thresher was going to go before me.
Oh, agreed. 100% agreed. I told you that, I think, 2 episodes ago.
That shocked the heck out of me.
Yeah.
Sunday night. Just, they killed Ming. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me right now? I was completely blown away.
What about the decision of Dwight handing Tyson the axe, telling him to finish it?
Dude, I was just going to talk to you about that because he's like, this is justified. This is justifiable. he went after he tried to kill your father. He was trying to kill you. And he turns around and he hands the axe to Tyson. I'm like, oh boy. And Tyson was scared. He was,
sure.
Yeah.
Look, somebody hurts my family. Of course you'd want to do to them.
You want
but
vengeance.
To the actual act, I couldn't,
This was his first legitimate kill, right?
Not even legitimate kill. He didn't kill anybody. Who did he kill?
Well, I'm saying this was his first.
Yeah. Because when they had the bar fight at the end of season 1, I don't believe, that one guy got killed, but Tyson was just there.
Yeah. This was his first kill.
Right. And then, maybe this fight at the ranch, maybe he did get somebody, he didn't realize it. But as far as right here, eye to eye.
Yeah. That blew me away because now, and I'm thinking, okay, well, now Dwight's thinking, all right, you wanted in on this? You're in on this. You do it. You're fully fledged.
I was torn with that decision because I kind of liked the fact that Dwight was kind of shielding him from the life a little bit because of the father. And, he didn't want him to turn out like Dwight, didn't want him to turn out like himself.
Right.
But in the same respect, he's part of that life. He's not going anywhere. And, you're going to have to desensitize yourself to the violence that comes with that life.
Well, yeah. But, to that point, in Dwight's mind, this was all justifiable.
Well, and I think not only was it justifiable, but I also think that's why he was stressing it to Tyson, because it wasn't just like, hey, kill this guy because he owes us money. The money's not it's not really Tyson's. What does he care?
Right.
Not that he owed him money, but you know what I'm saying? So I think that's why he was saying that.
But Dwight also said that to somebody else too. Was it Thresher or Bevilacqua? He's like, I'm justified. I think it was to Bevilacqua at the sit down. He's like, I'm justified to, I could kill you right now.
Dwight told Tyson that after he went to Bevilacqua's house.
No. There was another one though last night or Sunday night. He said that too as well. It was, he said it to Armand when he had Armand on the floor and he had the gun on his head. I'm justified to, you stole $500,000 from me.
Right. Well, that scene, what's so funny about that scene, the door knock scene, it was before the big finale. And I said to Gina, I go, who was at the door?
Yeah.
They never went and told you who was at the door.
Yeah, true.
She goes, you're right. She goes, how could they forget? I go, well, obviously that's going to have something to do with it. It's going to be a flashback. I said, it's probably going to be Chicky that's, coming there and either causing problems or saying, hey, let's take these guys out. They tried to kick me out. I'll get the family back, but I need your help.
Right.
But we found out that wasn't the case at all. Wasn't even close.
Yeah. And Armand owes Dwight's sister his life.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so like we said, guys, the visitor at the door that Bigfoot was talking about was Armand. Yep. And Armand had gone to Dwight, crying and whining about how his life's a mess and he's always makes wrong decisions and kill him now. And Dwight, man, ooh, that face. I thought he was going to put a bullet in his head.
Man, if you didn't know any better, you would have thought Sly was truly.
Oh, man. So, like Rick said, Dwight's gun was right there. He was gonna take him out right in his foyer.
Yep.
And the sister came running around the corner and said no. And I guess that's when Armand got to tell him his little plan. Like, look, here's your money, every dollar. Yep. I can hand you Ming on a platter.
Well, Dwight said to him, let's go have a sit down and talk about this.
Yeah. And then the deal is I get to live and we're good.
Sure. So, and he used him as bait, so Armand kind of was the carrot, he was out there dangling as well as,
and let's face it. It's not like it was something that was that simple to do. When he went to Ming and stuff, he could have pissed Ming off just by pressing the issue. Ming could have took him out.
Oh yeah. Again, Armand was the carrot. Bless you.
So you heard that?
I knew what you were doing.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I pressed the button.
The weekend with you. You don't think I know?
Well, I pressed the button though. I thought you heard it. I'm like this
No.
because I have a sneeze button here, a cough button.
Oh, you do? I don't have one of those.
Yeah, let's make sure it works. So I'm gonna say hello, hello, hello. Did it stop?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyway, sorry guys. So let's see. So yeah. So that's up. We lost him.
I'm here.
Yes. Probably blow his nose.
Yeah,
like I said.
Sorry guys.
It is what it is, right? Look at that Mickey's in the background there. Man, that's cool.
Thank you.
It's so cool.
Sorry, y'all.
Oh, good. So yeah, Armand led Jackie Ming into the trap. Like I said, the sister Joanne stopped him before he shot him. It's never too late to make things right.
Yeah, he's like, you didn't commit murder, so it's Dwight says, that he's like, you didn't commit murder, so it's never too late to make things right.
Well, I mean, if he would have shot his daughter, no, he's gone.
Yeah,
he took money. He was in a frame of mind. I mean, I will admit, like I said, Dwight doing all that is definitely a rare commodity of somebody that would in that lifestyle.
Sure.
But so let's see here. So Jackie Ming moved and operated from the shadows, pretty much, they were saying, because he was kind of like behind the scenes. Thresher was the face.
Yes.
And but now that he's dead, Dwight and the gang don't have a single main enemy to fight. But there's one more episode. So it says here that their time in the finale will likely be taken up by the show's remaining loose ends. Thresher, Bevilacqua, Chicky. And the end of Cal's story seems fairly straightforward, as Bill has already asserted that he would kill the businessman once things cleared up.
Yeah.
So maybe that's going to be remember at the farm, at the ranch, when Bevilacqua said we have some business to talk, and Dwight's like, it'll keep till tomorrow, and he's all right.
Yes.
So is that going to be the conversation of business? I get more than what was he giving him, 15%?
Right.
I want more than 15%. He might say, you know what? Let's take out Thresher, and you can have 50%, or 25% or whatever.
Sure.
I don't know.
And yet they have no idea what's on the tracks heading their way.
No, they like Rick said, Chicky was trying to buy a plane to go to Tulsa because Vince was saying to him, we were talking about things, and a way to get you back would be to, bring Dwight back in.
Yeah, so he's not going to Chicky's not going to Tulsa to put a hit on Dwight. He's going to try and talk business and get part of Tulsa, get Tulsa back into New York's business.
Well, I don't know about that, because Vince said to Chicky,
okay.
Well, Vince said to Chicky, let's bring Dwight back because he's a good earner. It's good for business, blah, 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 blah. And then Chicky said, we should just take him out.
Oh, that's right.
And then Vince said, look, you're your own man. You know. So I think it's almost like New York's almost protected because he didn't give the order to take him out. And if Vince sees that Chicky's going to go off on a rampage and try to take out Dwight, it's not going to fall back on New York. Hey, we banished Chicky. He's not a part of us.
Right.
So I don't know. Or does Chicky go out there and say, like, he wants to take Vince out because he took over his family? Dwight doesn't like Vince as it is.
Right.
I mean, so.
But he has no love lost for Chicky either.
True, but really, in reality, what has really Chicky done since the time, like, they really had the blow up? Like, he really hasn't done anything to Dwight.
He's the one who banished him to Tulsa.
True, but look how well it worked out in Tulsa for him.
Right.
So, I don't know. It's definitely going to be interesting to see next episode, though. And like I said, season 3 is I should say on the way. That's not true. It's probably be 6 months to a year, I'm sure.
Right.
But I'm interested to see how they wrap this up.
Oh yeah, great. Oh, God, I love this show.
I'm just really hoping it doesn't. I'm like, not that Jimmy meant nothing to the crew, but I'm really hoping like that's not. I hope that that's the only guy from Dwight's crew that gets killed. Like, I'm hoping somebody else doesn't get killed. But see, there's no reason for somebody else to get killed as far as hit wise. Like, would it be though collateral damage from crossfire or something?
What do you think's going to happen with Armand? I mean, he's got they all have said he's got the knowledge to take that whole group down. I mean, I know that.
You heard what he said about, can I come back to the ranch? Can Margaret take me back? I still don't think he can be trusted. I think he's too.
What's what I'm saying?
He's too emotional.
Would you trust him? I mean,
no, he's too emotional. Something goes wrong one day, and he's on the phone with the feds. Something goes wrong one day, and he's stealing. Or he's taking Margaret hostage and putting a gun to her head.
Right.
He's an alcoholic. He's no. There's no way.
Right. That's my point.
Dwight is a man of his word, and he said what he said. That doesn't mean somebody else can't take him out.
Right.
I don't know, but that's the fun part about reviewing the show right afterwards, because I'm so glad they do it this way, that they don't do it where you watch the entire season.
Oh, yeah.
Because I would have watched the whole season by now. I mean, this is 10 weeks.
Oh, absolutely.
I would have watched it in 1 week.
Yeah.
But that's the fun part of this. Now we got to wait till Sunday to find out about the season finale. What happened? Who happens? What? Where?
Just like the good old days.
So, what do you think? What do you think?
I said, just like the good old days.
I'm not sure what I think. I don't know. You're freezing up, so I'm talking.
Oh, my buffering? I'm sorry. Oh, Medhead.
Yeah, you're buffering. You're freezing up. Yeah. But so, what do you think? What do you think's the finale? Because they're going to have some kind of shocker for the finale.
Oh boy. Thresher goes.
I think that's almost a given. That wouldn't shock me. What would shock you? What do you think of? I mean, nothing stupid,
Margaret.
Taking Dwight.
Margaret
getting killed. Yeah, that would shock me too. But I don't think that's realistic.
I don't think it's realistic.
I think the ones right now that are almost untouchable is the majority of the crew. I mean, because you can't see. Obviously, Tyson's not going anywhere. By handing him that axe, he's solidifying his place.
Yeah.
Margaret, I mean, as much as the connection her and Dwight have, I couldn't see that happening just yet. I don't know. I couldn't see that happening.
I don't see it happening.
It would shock me, yeah, but
it would shock me.
I mean, and Mitch and Goody, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, there's no reason for. The only person that's coming after anybody as of now is Chicky's coming after Dwight, we're assuming.
Yeah.
I think Bevilacqua does go after Thresher. I could see that happening in the season finale.
Yeah.
But again, that wouldn't shock me, though. I wouldn't be like, oh, my God. I never saw that coming.
That's how I was Sunday night when they took out Jackie. That's exactly we were watching, Deb and I were watching. I'm like, oh, my God. I was like, instead of right all out, I was
rammed the axe right into his forehead.
Completely blew me away.
Yeah.
But they took Jackie out. So
we'll see. We're watching it on Sunday. We'll review it next week and next episode. Well, not next episode. Next episode, right now, this is airing Wednesday, which is the 13th. Yes. We're going to have a special episode that is airing Thursday, and it's going to be our Rocky Run Philly trip recap.
Yes.
We're pushing for that to air Thursday. I'm trying to work on our intros and outros so their new ones are there. I just been getting back to work, has been busy, so it may not happen, and maybe the older ones. But yeah, so this episode is now. You got the Rocky Run Philly recap, which is a special edition episode the next day, Thursday. And then the following Wednesday will be the Tulsa King season finale.
Season finale.
And then we have some other fun stuff coming up.
Yes, we do.
So,
as promised, we'd always try to do the best we can, and
we're trying. Well, we're going to keep this episode a little bit short because obviously my brother here is under the weather. We don't want him blowing snot all over his microphone or anything.
Yeah.
So, so we'll let him go feel better so he can record and have a good weekend. All right, you good?
Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it.
There you go. Until next week.
I don't want to look like a party favor like that guy in Major League.
Exactly. So watch the special episode of the week, Rocky Run recap, and Philly trip. But as far as this episode goes, thanks for watching.
Thank you.